Hi all, it's Ragarav here. I'm back and I have found a new game in early access to start off my new section of videos, and it is called Dyson Sphere Program. I've seen this as it's been getting built, and it's literally come out a few days ago, and it's not too expensive on Steam at the moment. It's only about £15, I believe. And as you can see, it's still in early access. It's at 0.6, so it hasn't even reached version 1 yet. And it's very much similar to Factorio stroke Satisfactory. And I've given it a little go so far, just so I know what's going on. But let's start up a new game, and you can have a look for yourselves and see if you like it. But at the moment, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So, if we select a new game, you get to choose the star system that you start off in. As I was saying, it's very much like Factorio, etc. Except you seem to have multiple planets stroke star systems, and I guess the idea is to eventually build a Dyson Sphere, which is, as you probably all already know if you're interested in this, a gigantic structure around the star which is meant to absorb all of the star's energy. Anyway, let's go to a random seed. Let's just choose a random one. That one looks interesting. There's multiple bits all on their own. And when I've been playing this on my own so far, I've only done a little bit on a single planet just so that I get used to the controls. So let's start this game here, and we'll show you what happens. So as you start off in your pod, and hopefully we'll get some talk coming in a second. There we go.
To the actual universe. You may find it's different from our homeland. Should you be able to adapt to the laws of physics in a short time, I am your advisor, and will help you through this mission.
As you can see with the advisor's short bit of text there, this is made by people whose first language is not English, so there are quite a few discrepancies with grammar, etc., but perfectly readable.
As one of Cosmo and the pioneer of the Dyson Sphere program, you will explore this cluster step by step. By using the resources here to construct the Dyson Sphere to provide energy for the center brain to maintain homeland, starting from scratch. I have chosen a designated planet for you to start the mission, which has necessary resources for initial development. Now please drive the space capsule to the planet.
Okay, so being who I am, I have tried flying to the planets it doesn't point you at, and you cannot land on them. So it just makes you fly around the planet. So you literally have to fly towards the first planet it points you at, which is in this one. It's Tabit number 4.
Now you are about to reach
so the fourth planet in the system. As you can see, there's lots of trees and things, and the planets aren't massive, so there's a big curvature on the surface. Now that looks like a really nice place to start us, so thank you game. As you can see, we've got some coal, we've got some iron over there, and we also have some copper. So this is a good place to start.
Powerful functionality. You can use the arrow keys or right-click on the destination to control its movement.
They may call him Icarus, but he looks an awful lot like a certain Autobot. Yes, it looks like Bumblebee. Anyway, so you use WSND to move around, you can right-click to move.
Right-click on it to recycle.
Recycle the space capsule. Feels like this isn't working, but it takes a long time. As you can see, there's this little circle that goes around the outside to show you how it's progressing.
Trees, gravel,
so you get that on everything that you do.
Hold down Shift and right-click to give a series of commands.
As he's saying, Shift and right-click. As you can see, the circle goes around a lot faster when we're trying to pick up some coal.
In the lower right corner of the screen to open the
get rid of these. So inventory, as you can see, we've got all our inventory. Now, first thing we want to do, because our advisor is being a bit slow, is we want to start basic production. And this is what is
You can
going
hold
to be
down
in this
mouse middle button
episode.
drag to rotate the angle of view, or slide the mouse wheel
I know.
to zoom
Thank you.
in and out.
Ooh. Thank you, advisor. Okay, so as you see, we've got most of the resources around here that we want. Oh, I'm trying to fly, but I can't fly yet. There is that stone over there? No, that's more coal. Okay, so we don't have stone near us, but with quite a few bits of stone. We don't need a lot of stone. So let's start our production here. Now, as you can see, the research tree is quite big. I haven't been further than sort of the second level as such in my investigations. But we want to start with electromagnetism. As you can see, it gives us wind turbines, gives us Tesla towers, and it gives us the mining machines so that we don't have to do everything by hand. Now, making things by hand is pretty much the the way of doing things anyway. As you know from games like Factorio, that is what you do to start with. So we need to make 10 of these for research, which requires 2 magnetic coils and 1 bit of copper each, or 2 magnets, not coils, because zoomed out. Sorry. So, if you press F, you get up your replicator, which is basically you. You are the replicator. We want to make some of these. It's got the components in here, and we need 10 of them, but it makes 2 at a time, as you can see. So let's make 5 of these, produce those, and hopefully we'll do our research. And once our research completes, we should get access to our mining machines and power, essentially, which is very vital to any kind of factory. Cool. So now that we've got that up, if we go back in buildings, we now have buildings in our replicator, which remember is F. E is for inventory.
From the inventory, or selected on gathering of construction.
When you do the first initial research, it does give you 1 each of the items. So
you can use the R
we want
key
to
rotate
use
the mining machine for covering more veins.
mining
The more
machine.
veins covered, the faster the ores will be gathered. If you want to ignore grid snapping, try holding
Mine
down
that.
the shift.
As you can see, no power. Let's put down a wind turbine next to it. And we are now mining coal
You have
without having to
established
do
your
it
first
manually.
power grid. Not all power facilities has its power supply area. Use the Tesla tower to extend the area of the power grid.
The Tesla tower is just pylons, so in Factorio you use the pylons to extend your power grid. In here it is just a case of extending the power. It doesn't do any generation at all. Just now, as you can see, the mining machine on here, it holds 50 at once, so we can take that out and it will carry on mining. So initially we don't need to make anything else except for a few mining machines. We could manually mine, but it's really slow, so you don't want to sit there all day mining away at your iron. Let's make another mining machine. As you see, it makes all the components for us. As long as we have everything in our inventory, it will make it all for us, and then it will make the final product. We have another mining machine. We can put that down here somewhere. Why is it facing the same way as the others? But let's see where we can get. There's a good place. It gets most of it there. So, once again, we don't have any power, so we need to make one of these. But we haven't made any iron, so we're going to have to manually mine. That's a mistake I've just made there. We should really start on the iron, not on the coal
Energy is required
necessarily.
in all mecha activities. If it is depleted, the activities will
Now,
be restricted.
as he's
You
saying,
can click the mecha panel at the
the
bottom right of the screen.
mecha does have
Open
power,
the mecha
as you can see down
and
here.
resupply fuel
He
to the fuel
uses
chamber.
up its power, and if you press C, it brings up the mecha panel. So you've got a fuel chamber. We've run out of fuel. Now, we've got some hydrogen fuel rods, which we got from dismantling our drop pod, so we can stick those in there. and they'll recharge them really quick. They won't last forever, as you see. They get used up, but it's recharging our mech at the moment. So any action you do with your mech or with your bumblebee, then you will use up that power. So as you can see, 3 arrows are still going up at the moment because we've got hydrogen fuel rods in there, which are very good at powering our mech. We can use coal, and later on you get things like oil and fuel and all that kind of good stuff that you can use. There are a few quirks, but I'll explain them later on. Anyway, I've just noticed that my logo on OBS is covering up what's going on here. So let's move that up. There we go. And then you can see that we're getting some iron ore. Now, if we go back into F, we want to power this mining machine. So let's produce a couple of these wind turbines to provide us some more power. Down the bottom here, you do have your easy access panel, so we can click on power. We don't have to open up our inventory and select it from the inventory, although you can if you want to select them out of the inventory. But you can select here and it shows you how many of each item you have. We have one of those, so let's dump that down next to that to power that. And now we don't have to worry about getting any iron because that's doing it for us. We need to make one more of these mining machines at the moment and put it over here next to this copper. If you hover over a resource out in the field, it tells you what's in it. So as you can see, we're going to get titanium out of this. These big rocks give you titanium. I haven't found any other way of getting titanium at the moment. So if you want titanium, mine these big rocks. Okay. Let's empty that. And empty... Oh. Copied it instead of emptying it. Oh, did it again. What's going on? There we go. Okay. We can now create ourselves another mining machine. But we need to have some circuits. So we need to grab some copper first before we can make that. So let's grab enough copper to produce ourselves one more of these machines. Taking a little while because as you can see it's building each and every item on the way up. You don't have to do this manually yourself, although once you have some automated production going and storage, then you should be good. Now, one thing I will show you, when you put these mining machines down, you can press R to rotate them along the north, south, east and west, but if you hold shift and press R at the same time, you can put them in at different angles to optimize the amount of veins you're on. But I'm a stickler for having everything in the right direction, and so far I've not had the veins run out very fast. You'll have to move them eventually anyway, so why not just do it? So let's stick a power down near here, so that one's powered as well. Right, okay. So as you can see, we've got the very basics of this done. We have some iron being mined, we have coal being mined so we can power our mech, and we can take out of each of these as they fill up, or even if they're not full up, and keep getting stuff. If you want to power your mech and you're desperately running out of stuff, I mean all your mech does is slow down anyway. You can just mine trees, you can use the logs, and also if you have a look in the inventory, you also get plant fuel as well. So all of this can be dumped into your mecha's fuel chamber along with coal, and it'll just use it all up as and when it needs it. Right, so now that we've done that, we want to find some stone. Let's have a quick walk around and see if we can find any stone. That's coal veins. What we got over here? Stone veins. There we go. Oh, and we have a crude oil seep right next to us as well. That's really useful. At the moment we can't see what's going on, but I'll explain to you in a second how to get a few more abilities. Let's first of all get this down. Well, one more of those. We need one more of those to power that. And then we'll be gathering one of each of the prime resources that we have on this first planet. Mecha's core in. These are just tutorials, guys. If you click on them, brings the guidebook up. As you can see, comes up with G. There's no other way I've found of getting the guidebook up except to press G. So, for example, if you press escape, there's no settings here to say give me the guidebook. And so if you accidentally lose it by closing all of these tutorials, if you press G, it'll come up with everything that you've got so far, and you can just have a look at what is going on. Anyway, in this first episode, we're just going to get some basic stuff going. We'll get storage and maybe get one factory up and running. I don't want the episode to go on too long, but I am quite liking this game, and you know, it looks lovely, and I'm really looking forward to get out into space and try out some more stuff. So let's get this mining machine down. Where are we going to put this one? Well, there will do. Yeah, as you see, little bots come out of us, little robots come out of ourselves, and the things that actually make everything. Now we've got that going, we've got stone going as well. So we've got one of each item. Now, what I like doing is having a central area where everything is gathered. So what we want next is to store stuff, but as you can see, we can't store stuff. Therefore, we have to go into our research and find out why we can't store stuff. And we can't make factories yet. And we can't make these. And we can't make these. So, let's start our basic logistics. And for that research, we need to make 10 gears and we need to make 10 circuit boards. We do this through the components in our replicator, which is us. And we have enough stuff to make. So we need to make 5 of them because it makes 2 of each. We need 10 gears too, but gears only makes 1 of each, so let's make 10 of them. Note, when you put it up to 10 on here, it will keep that setting in future for that item. So if I produce 10 of those, as you see, it puts 10 in. If I click on the magnetic coils, it's still got 5 for what I put in last time. So make sure you note that. Sometimes you end up making far too many because you just click, I want to produce them, and you think you've clicked 1 and you make way more than you were after. But once you've got initial production going, it's not too much of an issue. As you can see, our research is now going. So this is manual research. It's using our inventory items. Later on, we can turn that off if we want, because we'll be researching primarily through the research stations. Right. So once we've got that researched, we want to carry on down through the research. We've got smelters here, so let's activate that.
You have received the sorter and the conveyor.
We need 10 more of these coils.
Automation. Use the conveyor belt to transport the piled up ores from the
I can't remember what else we needed.
And
We
the
needed
sorter
10
to
circuit boards as well.
To the
So
smelter for
let's
automatic
produce those
smelting.
too. Now let's grab some of this and some of this, just so we don't run out of stuff while we're making things. We shouldn't need too much stone at the moment, so I won't worry about going over there. Now I'm going to make this area here is going to be my central storage area. So, as you can see, we've got storage mark 1s now. Oh, sometimes that happens when you press escape to get out of something. For example, here, I want to press escape to make that disappear. It doesn't work, takes you to the menu. It does make it disappear, it's a bit strange. But you can just click away. Oh, I can now build conveyor belts, yes. Now, as you can see, if we press F and go to our buildings, we have assemblers available. Storage available, which is made by the assembler, which is us. Okay, so let's make 4 of these. We want 1 for each of our basic types of ore. And we have now finished that research. So let's keep our research going. So we're going to want to have basic assembling processes. This is to carry on with the storyline. So this enables our research via the matrix. If we activate this one next, it's going to take a certain amount of hashes, which is what they're calling their research units. And we need 10 gears and 10 more of the circuit boards. So let's produce 10 of each of them. And once they're produced, it will start doing our research. In the meantime, we should have built our lovely containers. So, where am I going to put this? Let's put this at the conjunction of both of these. So, that's going to be 1, 2. You've got to count the lines here, guys. There? That's about right, I think. So that's at the conjunction of both of those.
You built a storage, which can be used to store cargo. You can manually store or use the sorter to automatically stock the cargo.
Okay, I'm just going to show you another thing with the research here, guys. We have our technologies, but we also have our upgrades. Okay, so this is stuff that we are learning that we can build for the planet. Upgrades are upgrades to our mech itself. So if we do any of these, as you can see, they sometimes require the matrices, which are the matrices are made from the research science places. What do you call the science places? At the moment, you can see
view mode,
that
you can hold down the middle mouse button.
Thank
drag.
you.
Rotate
Thank you.
the angle of
I
view
know.
and hold down the right mouse button. Drag to roll the angle of view.
As you can
Press
see in
Enter
planet mode
to
at the
point to
moment,
front to the
there's
north.
no information on the planet. But what we want is to get this as soon as possible, because this
In the
enables
planet
us to
view
see
mode,
where
slide
on the
mouse
planet
wheel to enter the
all
star
the
map mode.
resources are. But further down, we've got upgrades to the mech itself. So if we get, once we've got smelting, and we can get on with upgrading our mech. So this one's very useful, enables you to have an extra construction drone, makes building things a bit quicker, especially tracks. And further down, you get more and more stuff on your mech. But if we press M and get back to our mech, we can now build some trackways. So from here,
When putting a conveyor belt, all you need to do is determine the starting point and the end point of it. In addition, use the up arrow key to lift up one level, and use the down arrow key to drop down one level after the conveyor belt is lifted.
let's get rid of this one.
Press keypad 0 to reset the construction height of the conveyor
Just
belt
for the
to
moment.
ground. If you don't want the conveyor
We
belt to be
need-
attached to the building,
Shh.
you can try holding down the shift key.
Be quiet, Mr. Man. Let's make ourselves as many of these as possible, because you always end up needing lots of tracks. As you can see, my little robots are going out and building the trackway. And we now have coal coming out from our coal mining machine, but it's not yet going in to the area. What we need is these filters here. So these sorters, as in
The sorter is a transportation connector
other
of cargoes between
programs,
facilities.
will
It will
put
automatically
stuff in.
transport them as
Thank
long
you.
as the supply facility and the receiving facility are bridged.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can turn him off. I'm not sure if we can. But as you see, we've now got a track going down here. One thing I'll mention about the tracks, the conveyor will go in the way you build the track. And I haven't found a way yet to make it go a different direction after you have built it. So just watch the direction you are building your tracks in. Now we want to build our filter from the track to where we want it to go. If we build it the other way, it won't pick up. If you get closer, you can potentially see. No, you can't because we don't have any power. Let's build some power. As you can see, there are arrows on top pointing the direction the sorter's going. So we need to delete that sorter and we need to build it in the direction we want it to go. So from the track to the storage unit. And as you can see now, it's building up our coal in the storage unit, which is brilliant. That is our first track and storage unit built. So let's build one now from the copper area so that we get more copper building up. So we just got a full storage unit of each type of ore. I'm a stickler for putting these into the middle section. I have found with the side sections that they don't work necessarily very well with the ones closest. So if you're building multiple tracks, they can go up to 3 away. So you can actually have it pulling off of 3 conveyor belts further away, and it's better to use the side ones to get the ones that are 2 away and 3 away. Otherwise they go at funny angles and it hurts my OCD, guys. Alright, if you move closer, your bots can get there a bit quicker. Right, as you can see, we now have copper coming out as well. Let's get our sorter set up. So remember, from the track to where we want it to be stored, and that is away. Now, the last item is going to be... Oh, no, I've got 2 more coming, haven't I? So, let's build them in sort of a funny fashion. Let's build one here. And one here. Now, I'm not going for efficiency. I've no idea if I'm being efficient. Sometimes there's going to be ways to make this efficient. I just haven't started looking at the ways to do that yet. So, if we go down... In fact, I'm going to bring it straight across to give me room. Oh, I've ran out to do some stuff in a second. So before my bots nick all of this, let's nick it ourselves. And then we can build ourselves some more track. Now, I like leaving big spaces at the moment because unlike Factorio, if you are building tracks in this game, when I eventually get some more tracks to be able to build, come on, you can do it. This is a disadvantage as well, actually. I'll point this out. As I built 30 at a time and I wanted to build stuff straight away, it's building 30 of everything before it first, so it takes a little while. So if you want to be quicker, then just build it in smaller batches. But as you can see, I've got more now. Now, part of this game that I do like is you can actually build the tracks up above, so you can become a roller coaster tycoon kind of thing by using the up and down arrow keys. So if I wanted to go over this track, I would go up one, build it across. It doesn't work at the moment building it right on the track because it's trying to join it. I'm not sure if they can improve the UI there some way, but if I wanted to build above, I'd build above and then I'd drop it back down again afterwards. As you see, my tracks now do not have to worry about intersecting with each other. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's finish off this. Let's put that into the middle section. Right, we are now storing 3 lots of ore, and all we have to do is now do our stone. Where was our stone? All the way up over here. And ooh. No, I won't change that at the moment. I might change that later, because I thought the stone was down over this area, but it's not. It's up here. Okay, so let's take our track out. So where are we trying to get to? Let's go down this big line here. Okay, so we can't build too far down there at the moment. Let's go and get some more metal. As you can see, the metal's building up in here now, so it's a lot quicker just to do that. Oh, we need to build it first. So if we do this in smaller batches, hopefully it will allow us to build them quicker. You can see my robots are still trying to go from where I am, getting the items out of me, out of my inventory, and trying to build those tracks. There we go. Starting to bring all my items down. If I move with it now, it's going to assist, because they don't have to fly so far. There we go, we got some more tracks. Move that around. Oh, there we go. And are we still building some? Yes, we're still building some tracks. That's good. We'll bring this down around this side. We are just waiting for this to give us some more track. There we go. I think we've made just about enough track. There we go. And we can stick our stone in there. As you see, that's now filling up with stone. If I want any of our basic ore types, all I need to do is come to this one area and I can fill up with any of them. So let's take some coal out, because I know my mech's going to be getting low, so let's fill our mech up. As you can see, it was perfect timing. We only had a few plant fuel left within our mech. As you can see, it goes really quick. So let's fill our mech up with some of that, and let's put some plant fuel in, because I just want to get rid of it from my inventory, to be honest. You can put stuff back into these, so you can click them out of your inventory. That's not a problem. But you obviously need stuff in your inventory to be able to build. Wonderful. Right, well, now that we've got that far, we have learned how to start our miners going. We are storing objects or the products of those mines. Each one at the moment is connected by a wind turbine, and we have one Tesla tower over here just providing power for these filters. If you want to look at your power grid, you can click on the statistics panel or press P and click on power on the left hand side. We can see that we're generating 1.2 And we're getting close to actually using everything that we are generating, and we will deal with that a bit later on. Anyway, that's just the start of this, guys. I'm going to make more videos on this, going further with things. There will be one coming out which is making the basic materials. As you can see, we're storing the basic items here, but we want to be able to produce the next lot of items, so we'll do that in the next episode. If you enjoyed this, then please give me a thumbs up, hit that bell icon, because that bell icon will inform you when other videos come out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you later. Bye.